everyone, and welcome to the Cloney Island. I'm Maggie, and this is Freddie, and we'll be your host for tonight.
Last week, we covered the CRISPR-Cas9, and because of the non-stop emails we received from our #1 fan, Professor Cadillo, we have decided to talk to you about reproductive cloning. Eddie, do you know what reproductive cloning is?
I don't have a clue, but I know who might. Please help me welcome Dolly the sheep.
Hello everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you for being with us. We heard you celebrated your 6th birthday the other day.
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, it's going to be my last one.
Aw, that's so sad to hear. Can you please tell us why?
Well, I was born through reproductive cloning, which means that I'm the production of a genetic duplicate of an existing organism.
Oh, wow. Can you tell us how that works?
Sure. There are 2 different techniques. The most common one is the somatic cell nuclear transfer, which involves putting the nucleus of a body cell into an egg from which the nucleus has been removed. This produces clonal embryo, which is triggered by chemicals or electricity to begin developing. However, you can talk to my doctor for the specifics.
Thank you, Dolly the sheep. Now please put your hands together for Dr. Moo. Thank you for coming to see us, Doctor. We were wondering if you could elaborate more on the specifics of the SC&T procedure.
Sure. The procedure starts with removing 2 chromosomes from an egg to create a enucleated egg. The chromosomes are then replaced with a nucleus taken from a somatic cell of the embryo to be cloned. This cell is obtained directly from the individual. The egg is then stimulated, and in some cases it starts to divide. If that happens, a series of sequential cell divisions lead to the formation of a blastocyst. A blastocyst is an embryo that has developed for 5 to 7 days after fertilization and has 2 distinct cell types and a central cavity filled with fluid. The cell is in a blastocyst. We'll just have started to differentiate. The blastocyst is then transferred to the uterus of an animal. The successful implantation of the blastocyst in a uterus can result in its further development and with the birth of an animal. This animal will be cloned of the individual that was the donor of the nucleus.
Doc, could you tell us about the second technique of the reproductive cloning?
I would love to, but I haven't studied up to it. But my friend Freddie can help me more.
Freddie, I have to get a refill on my coffee. Could you take over for tonight? Sure. Hi, Froggy.
What's up?
Can you tell me more about the second technique of reproductive cloning?
Yes, I can. The second technique is called cloning by embryo splitting. This procedure begins with vital fertilization, the union outside the woman's body of a sperm and egg to generate zygote divides into 2 and 4 identical cells. At this stage, the cell can be separated and allowed to develop into separate but identical blastocysts, which can then be implanted in a uterus. The limited development potential of the cell means that procedure cannot be repeated.
Thank you so much, Froggy. And now, let's bring out Barry the Bee to tell us more about the history of cloning.
So here's what's been buzzing in the history of reproductive cloning. Here's the history. In 1950s, frogs were cloned from an embryonic cell. And in 1962, frogs were cloned from adult frog intestines. In 1984, sheep were cloned from an embryonic cell. In 1996, Dolly the sheep was cloned from an udder cell. In 2001, mice were cloned from white blood cells. In 2002, a defective gene was replaced with a healthy gene to repair a mouse's immune system, which is called nuclear transfer. In 2003, Dolly the sheep sadly died at the age of 6. In 2006, reports of iPS cells, which are reprogrammed cells made into embryonic cells, were found in mice. In 2008 and 2007, reports of human lines of iPS cells. It was a breakthrough for advancing to human cloning.
Thank you so much, Barry. It's unbelievable how much has happened in the last century. Now, we'll be back after the short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Soccer bopper, more fun than a pillow fight. Blow 'em up, put your hand inside.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
And we're back with more fun with The Cloney Show, starring Freddie and Eddie. That was some good coffee. But enough about my coffee. Now you may be wondering how successful animal cloning has been. And now we have Crispy Bacon with some tests and results. Hi, Crispy Bacon.
Hey, there are a lot of studies and researches done on the subject of animal reproductive cloning. Like the study done by Infogen Inc., which is a biotechnology company that develops nuclear transfer and genomic technologies in 2001. They used 2,170 cows recipients in their experiment. However, only a mere 535 recipients initiated pregnancy, which is just at 24.7% out of 2,170 recipients used in this experiment. Out of the 535 recipients that initiated pregnancy, there are a high early fatal abortion rate, a staggering 67% prior to the day 60 gestation. Overall, 75% of the recipients that initiated pregnancy in this experiment aborted the fetus. 5.6 of the fetuses developed a condition like hydrops, and in this experiment, only 19.3% of the recipients that initiated the pregnancy have completed it. I also have some information about the survival rates and some of the side effects that reproductive cloning has on its subjects. In general, they have a very low survival rate, but it varies from animal to animal. In a study published by the National Academies Press in 2002 on mouse, there are more than 400 fetuses after embryo transfer, but however, less than 50 survive by the time of the publication. In a study done by Keith Campbell in 1996 on sheep, 2 out of 5 died prenatally, 1 out of 5 died within 10 days of birth. A lot of the clones have birth defects. They include, but not limited to, heart defects, brain defects, respiratory failure, and hydrophoresis.
Thanks, Crispy Bacon. That was very educational. Those results were sizzling. And now we go to Larry the Lobster with how reproductive cloning can be used.
Some uses for reproductive cloning are making medicine. We can use clones to make animal products like food or drinks that have medicine already built in them. If we put certain medicine into an animal, like a cow, we can have a lot of cows that now make the medicine we want in their milk. So when people need medicine, all they need to do is drink the milk. Animals. Cloning can be used to make animals that we, as people, like better. This means if a farmer has a certain cow or horse that they like, they can take the DNA and copy it so they can make a new cow or a horse with the same genetic makeup. This could mean people could clone their beloved cat or even their racehorse. Human cloning. Cloning in humans isn't possible yet, but we can use the cloning to make a baby for those people that can't have children or people that would want an exact copy of themselves. In the genetic field, this is an issue because people don't know if this is actually good or bad. The issue arises from the fact that kids won't be a mix of their parents, and just a whole bunch of ethical concerns. Stem cells. Stem cells are the building blocks of the body that can be changed to make any type of body part. Cloning can help us make more of those stem cells, and then they can be used to repair or make organs. Endangered or extinct species. Cloning can also help rebuild extinct or endangered species. This means that if an animal is or has died out, scientists can take their DNA and make new creatures. This is kind of like Jurassic Park, but it's happened in real life too. It's helped rebuild types of cattle, sheep, deer, and coyotes. These are all very useful ways to use reproductive cloning, and we hope one day to maximize its potential.
Thank you, Larry, for the information. That was very helpful and enjoyable. Now, we'd like to conclude our show by saying thank you to our viewers for their feedback and support. We'll see you all next time on The Cloney Show.